Hey, what's up, YouTube? And welcome to Early Morning Bathroom Talk with Isis Oliviana. So, um, I'm making this video because I'm always up late at night or in the wee hours of the morning. And so, I'm usually up just meditating and looking at things and researching things, right? So, I'm up, looking at things and researching things, and a lot of things became bothersome to me. And particularly, just the situation and the predicament that black people are in. Um, my message. Okay, let me just start off by saying I'm not a camera person at all. I'm not a person that live in the camera and like constantly taking pictures of themselves. That's not who I am. So it took a lot for me to even record this video, especially my first one. So if I can give y'all an inside glimpse on who I am as a person, I'm a very private person. And I pick and choose very wisely who I decide to hang around and allow in my life, period. So, like I said, it took a lot for me to even be recording these videos. But my message is when God has a calling for you and when God has something for you to do and a message for you to deliver to people, you can't rest until you do it. You're not gonna find any rest. You just gonna be up vibrating, and my vibrating woke me up out of my sleep. So the message that the ancestors want to give is that from the seed comes the fruit. That's the message the ancestors want to give. From the seed comes the fruit. And what I saw and what I've realized is that and I'm gonna go into detail and breaking it down is that I'm here by way of a black man's sperm and a black mother's egg. That's the union that brought me here. My mother is very dark skinned and my father is very light skinned. But that is the union that brought me here. And I say that to say, as black people, you don't really understand the influence that you have on people, and you really don't understand and see how powerful you really are. What I mean by from the seed comes the fruit, we all know that the man carries the seed of life. He carries the seed. And with black men, he carries the seed of light. So, with that being said, when a black man takes his seed and he puts it into a white woman, he loses. His child loses some mineral wealth. And the reason why I say that is because a woman nourishes that child for 9 months. So that child is growing. You have to understand that child is growing. That child is learning and is getting all of its downloads and everything based off of mama. You understand what I'm saying? So when mama is not a melanated woman, you understand what I'm saying? That baby doesn't get certain things that as a black body and a black seed it needs. Okay? Now, a lot of things happen, such as mineral nourishment. We know that black folks get vitamin D and forms of calcium and minerals from sunlight. This is why you don't have to drink milk to get vitamin D. You don't need to feed off of another animal's milk source and nourishment for their child, because cow's milk is for a baby calf. You never needed to feed on that and eat and eat that and drink that in order to get nourishment. Your nourishment comes from sunlight and the breast milk of your black mama, which is obviously rich in vitamin D if she's getting that sunlight and those minerals and things that she needs from sunlight. Okay? Now, when you take that same principle, you know that white people they don't get that mineral nourishment from vitamin D. So if you know anything about vitamin D and calcium, you know that it is very vital that the body gets those vital minerals and vitamins that it needs from that sunlight. Okay. Now, if you take the seed of light, which is a black man's sperm cell, and you implant that in a woman's body who cannot get that download from sunlight, it means that the child lacks the mineral wealth that it needs. It's not getting what it needs. And so what you're actually looking at, like I said, from the seed comes the fruit. So what you are looking at is a black body, a black seed that is basically malnourished. It hasn't gotten everything that it needs. And it's like you have a black body, but it also has white influence and white genetics. And it's bonded to genetics that really can't, they don't really go with one another, because, their genetics burn in sunlight and yours does not. So those genomes that work and operate off of that light, they can definitely, because it's the dominant gene, so it's definitely, going to survive, but there's going to be some issues there, and there can be some genetic and genetic diseases that come as a result of that. You understand what I'm saying? You have a lot of white people that suffer from things like osteoporosis and stuff like that, because vitamin D is a good vitamin for like the bones and stuff like that, and even skin, even your skin and hair. Vitamin D does a lot of vital things that the body needs to use vitamin D for. You know what I mean? And when you mix your seed with something, when you're a child of light and you're absorbing sunlight, and your DNA actually operates off of that sunlight and that carbon, dark matter. Your body is actually forcing off of that dark matter, that matter that said, that it's operating off of that darkness that said, let there be light, and that the light was good. You understand what I'm saying? You're operating off of that, and I can make another video explaining that, but this is just like a short, detailed video about it. And so basically, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm actually nursing my son at the same time I'm making this video, so bear with me. It's imperative that when you love and you procreate, that you're not doing it in ignorance. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, we've been trained to eat in ignorance. We've been trained to seek God in ignorance, and worship in ignorance, and spirituality in ignorance. We've been told to eat in ignorance, and like I said, to love and have sex in ignorance. And it's our ignorance that is causing us to suffer. God said we perish because we lack knowledge, and we definitely perish because we have a lack of knowledge. But my whole thing is, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this and probably say that I'm racist, and I don't fucking care. I don't care. The truth is the truth, and the truth is obsolete. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a true walker in the truth and the light and the way of the one true God, then you know that everything that I'm saying is not wrong, and it's right. And we have to begin to align and walk in truth as a black people. And the thing about it is, black people, you got a lot of enemies, because you have to understand, when you begin to walk in truth, it's kids that got white mama and a black daddy that's going to feel offended by you coming into who you are. It's going to be, it's something that they can't really accept fully, because then they don't want white mama or white daddy to feel no type of way. But regardless of that, the truth is the truth, and it's obsolete, and we have got to begin to start walking in it. We can't afford to be ignorant anymore. Let the age of ignorance die. It's holding on for dear life right now, because a lot of knowledge is already coming out. But begin to let the ignorance die. Let that shit breathe its last breath and put ignorance in the grave where the fuck it belong. And let's begin to start walking in truth. And with that being said, my question is, why would you, being a child of light, and you're absorbing that light, your DNA runs off of that sunlight. You need that sunlight and vital nourishment from the sun. You know that when the white man and the white woman get out in the sun, they burn. That sun is fucking they ass up, okay? They're getting skin cancers and all types of things from the sun sunlight, and even some food. Believe it or not, even some food they have to watch out for. Because why would you think that if you burn in sunlight and our fruits and vegetables and things are being produced by sunlight, why would you ever think that that's something that you can fully nourish on and flourish? Obviously, it's not for them. So that's why you have a lot of GMOs, because they've been doing their research and they know that there are things in those fruits and vegetables that's produced by that sunlight that's fucking them up too. So my thing is, as a black man and a black woman, why would you ever mix your seed with somebody who's genetically incompatible to you? What do you think the outcome is possibly going to be? You understand what I'm saying? So what you're looking at is a child that's mixed up. Nonetheless, the child is mixed. It has mixed genes. And there are a lot of complications that come from that, and complications that will arise later on down the line. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a war going on in the genes within that child. Nonetheless, I don't care how healthy you think the child is, there's a war going on, because the white gene is trying to survive, and it can't really flourish properly because the seed of light is the light that's in the gene of the black man. And notice I said from the seed comes the fruit. There's a reason why I'm dealing with the black man first, and then I'm going to touch on the science of the black woman and her body. But with the black man, when he puts his seed in the mother, listen to the term, mother, to nourish, to sustain, to love, to care. We don't all look the same. So we're not all made of the same things, and that need to be clear. Yes, we all bleed red blood, but that blood consists of different things. You understand what I'm saying? So all blood may be red, but all blood don't consist of the same things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to begin to start being more consciously aware of what we're doing. Because when you take your sperm cell and you put it in a woman that is not a melanated black woman, what happens is your seed suffers in the end, because it's not getting the nourishment that it needs that would naturally come from that black woman's body. So it's imperative that the seed of light gets nourishment from the mother of light. That black woman. You understand what I'm saying? The black woman is the woman who is clothed with the sun and the moon at her feet. There's no other woman that would fit that description. You are black and richly melanated because you are absorbing ultraviolet light, ultraviolet ray. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're black because you are absorbing all those rays of light in the highest form thereof. You understand what I'm saying? If you take a glass and you put it in regular light, it looks transparent. It looks clear. But if you take a glass and you put it in ultraviolet light, it turns soot black because of the light is radiating. If you take dye and you take all the colors of dye and you put all the colors into a cup, it turns black because it's got all the colors there. You understand what I'm saying? And in regards to that, with the black man and the black woman, you are black and you bear a hue because of all the rays of light that you are absorbing. And it's highly detrimental for the black man to mix his seed with anything other than the black woman, because they're not absorbing all of that light. They can't absorb all that light. They burn in that light. And therefore, if they're not absorbing the light, then they're not giving the seed of light the food and the mineral nourishment that it needs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to begin to start procreating. That's my son. You have to begin to start procreating and having sex and loving and knowledge and wisdom and not in ignorance, because you can't afford to do that. From the seed comes the fruit, black man. So make sure that when you are planting your seed for your future generations that are going to exceed you when you leave here, that they are getting the utmost nourishment. And it's going to come from nobody other than the black woman. She's clothed with sunlight. She didn't need any clothes in the beginning because the sunlight, light is her clothes. Look at her body. It's richly melanated. She never needed clothes because light is her clothing. She's clothed with the sun. She who was clothed with the sun and the moon at her feet and will deliver up this sacred child in the time to come. That's her. That's her. There's no other woman that can be accredited to. How the fuck would you ever be the woman clothed with the light and you burning it? You know, let's not be ignorant. Let's have common sense here. So my message for my people, and I do mean my people, is that knowledge is power. From the seed begets the fruit. Make sure you are planting that fruit in a woman. Make sure you are planting your seed in a woman who is worthy, who possess all the light codes and all of the strength and mineral nourishment that that seed needs. Okay? So that's my message for this video, right? And I got another video coming on this topic, but this is my first message because, like I said, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing that, you know, from the seed comes the fruit. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all about me is I'm a life path 11. You understand what I'm saying? A life path 11 is a light worker. And if you don't know what that means, I suggest you take some time out to go look that up. And you may be shocked. You might be a life path 11 too. So that mean that priestess sitting in between Joachim and Boaz, that's me. That woman holding the sacred knowledge, that's me. That sealed document, that's me. I'm a life path 11. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm always getting some downloads or something where I can't sleep. I'm very in tune with energy and I feel things. And as a life path 11, I used to wonder why I was always going through something in life and why I was always experiencing dark moments. And then it dawned on me that light workers work in the dark. So when all the lights go out, that's when we shine. Light workers work in the dark. So yeah, that's my message. That was a little piece of me and what I am, what I'm about, and what I stand for. And I got other videos coming. If y'all want to know why I'm in my bathroom, because my bathroom is like my meditative state where I go and like kind of get away, because it's like a closed, refined, I don't know, I just like that closeness, that private space. And this is where I really kind of tune in to get to thinking about certain things. Now I do it in other places of the room, but for some reason spiritually I chose the bathroom. I don't know why. Whatever. But I'll be coming at y'all again with some more videos, and love and light. My video don't want to shut off. Maybe I should keep talking, right? I don't know. So let me get out of here.